Plan Act, which would allow insurance companies to sell these now canceled policies which don't meet the standards of Obamacare, but to sell them not only to old customers, the ones who already had them and had the policies canceled, but also to new customers. Charles, is another attempt, the Upton bill, another attempt by Republicans to gut Obamacare? And what about the 39 House Democrats who went along with it? And I've been wrestling with this myself. Is the news how many that was or how few?
Well, if you compare it to what would have happened if Obama had done that show he did yesterday in which he pretended to want to restore the plans to people who lost them, because it is a sham. It was only intended to shift the blame. His intent is for these plans not to be renewed. He knows how impossible it'll be. He knows how many of the insurers will refuse to do it. He knows how many of the state commissioners will refuse it. So he knows only a trickle will come back. And the reason he intends that is because if all these people are renewed and they stay out of the exchanges will collapse. He needs the young and the healthy to pay the extra stuff. They need them to pay the higher than they would otherwise, so that can subsidize the older and the sick. So his intent is that it shouldn't happen. If he hadn't done that, shift the blame without really changing what happens on the ground, who gets his policy and not, there would have been 100 Democrats or 120. That would have been a huge embarrassment. It would have been a collapse, and it would have been a complete...
That would have been more than half the Democrats in the House caucus.
And that would have happened. That's why he had to do the press conference, because that would have been a rebellion against him, and he would lose as a second-term president, complete control of the party, and been a lame duck less than a year into the second term. So I would say the 40 is a substantial number, but the problem is the Democrats in the Senate, the ones who are really in trouble and who need a bill so they can have a vote on the record that says, I voted to maintain the plans. If they don't, their opponents in the election next year are going to play over and over and over their own statements, the Democrat statements. If you like your plan, you can keep it, and they will all lose. So Harry Reid has been holding out. The pressure on him is going to get enormous.